GM time for the BTC analysis. This is December 9 and looking at Bitcoin. So let's look at the daily chart first. Daily chart. So on the daily chart, we have a range from this top to this bottom, which is roughly, if you go 1, that's the range high. Right, that's the range high. That's the range low. And I'll set the 1.2, and I'll set a 1.2 here. So take this off. So this is the daily range on Bitcoin. We came down, had a 75% retracement, touched the other side, went up, false breakout, took out the liquidity, right? And now we're going lower. So now I believe we can go here, 92k, but just to be safe, I have my orders at 93k, like a range high. I think we can wick lower easily. So I have my orders for Bitcoin at 93k. If price goes choppy, we can see it, but I don't think, like, if we today we close here, I don't think we go straight down. I think we have a bounce. So we have a bounce and then we go lower, something like that. Why do I say that? I say that based on the bands. So we could hold here and have a bounce, right? The daily at 95k. But my main reason for saying that are the 4-hour bands. If you look at the 4-hour bands, and the 100 EMA is around here. The 4-hour 100 EMA, that's right around here. So what that means is, you see here, Bitcoin ever since October came back, touched the 100, made new highs, touched the 100, here touched the 200, but highs, new highs, came back, touched the 100, and made new highs, touched the 100. So 100 has provided support throughout, and every time it has tapped it, even though it hasn't made new highs, it always has a complacency bounce, touched the 100, bounce, touched the 100, bounce. So what we could see is, we touch the 100 right now and we close somewhere here choppy, and then we have a bounce, but that fails to go, so that goes to the candle close, maybe here or somewhere lower. So this is high, low, high, lower high, higher low, lower high, sorry, and then we're in a downtrend. So this, I could expect it to go around here and then go back, because this is a trending market. So what I expect for this is, this can bounce all the way till here, so all the way to around 98k, 99k, stuff like that. So this could have a bounce here very easily. I wouldn't be shocked if it did, because this is gonna provide support, it's gonna provide a bounce, but I don't think we go anything higher than 100. Basically, I don't think we go anything higher than 100. That's Bitcoin. Hour 4. Let's look at the hour 1. In a downtrend, we reclaimed the bands, went up, didn't enter. And let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Actually, looking at the daily, we're way below. Now we're having the complacency bounce, and I think we can retest the bands and then go another leg. So that will look something like this. And I want to look at the weekly. The weekly was really right there. So weekly, we have a bounce back. So same thing, weekly is closing red. So I think all season truly begins in January, because I've looked at the data. So why do I believe all season will start in January? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Why do I believe all season will? Others, like memes, right? Let's go to daily, right? Let's go to weekly. Okay, others, time, it has been fucked up. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance last time. Let's look. Okay, from December of last year. Okay, with October of last year, that's when we began like proper season. But from, if I want to take this off, where is it? I want to take this off. So from December last year, right, January, we turned the bands green and we held, close here, held, and then we had our first candle close on here. We had our first candle close on the 8th of January, and we reclaimed the bands. And so on the 8th of January, that's where we had our first candle close, right below the bands, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like followed by this consolidation until we broke out again. So that was from here all the way till here, like this whole part from January till March. And what did price do on others from January till March? We had our first candle close. We had our first candle close here. So this week we had the first candle close, and we had our last here. So the first candle close, right? First candle close, Bitcoin dominance lower. We had a bounce on alts, and then Bitcoin like recovered a little bit, and alts sell off, and then Bitcoin was here, and then while here Bitcoin was going up, but the dominance wasn't going up, right? The dominance was had a close below, and next following weeks we see alts massively outperform until we had a break of structure and Bitcoin was leading, and alts bleed. Same thing once again. Okay, same thing once again. We had a close here, and we have about a few weeks of we have a close here. We have a close. Let's say we have, and that also the thing is it was in January when we began. So this time we begin in December, so we are 1 month early. So Bitcoin dominance dropped, alts pump, and then Bitcoin retracing, something like this, Bitcoin retracing, and then also going lower. So I believe we started this move in January the 1st, right, going the start of the year all the way till March. So January, February, March, that's 3 months. So I believe we can go till we have December, right, and then we have January and something like this, like in February. So my expectation would be the first, like a little bit chop, and then we outperform it going into February, going into New Year's. And that's why I believe this. And I want to look at some. So with Wolf and Pepe, so ETH is relatively stronger than Sol at the moment. Let's look at ETH slash Sol. No, ETH Sol. Let's look at the ETH Sol chart. Yeah, ETH Sol. ETH is rising. ETH Sol is rising, and Sol ETH chart. Sol ETH is going lower. So ETH is outperforming Sol at the moment, but also it is having a flush, and Apu, which is ETH beta, is absolutely going to zero. It's still holding the day weekly. This was a nice reversal candle, still making a higher low on the weekly. So it should close this week above here. So I will be looking to add more on Apu. Actually looks very good. high, low, higher high, potentially higher low. Shouldn't break goal below this. We have 6 days to reclaim that. Nothing crazy. As you can see, Pepe, which is also ETH related coin, very strong. I made some money on that. So Pepe is strong, ETH strong, and Wolf absolutely strong because it's a ETH beta. Look at this bomba clap. And ETH is strong, Wolf is a beta. BTC held the daily bands and made new highs and is still going weak. It's still going weak, but still going. We likely come back to the 50 MA sometime soon, and that would be a place to bid. So that was my thought. Go on the daily. We come back to the 50 MA soon. That would be a time to bid. Why do I say that? That's because the 1220 bands on the daily have been holding, and is losing momentum. So if this touch fails to make new highs, so if we lose 95k, right, roughly 95k, if we lose 95k and this fails to make new highs, that means the trend is over on the 1221. So what do we go next? We go to the 50 and we make new highs, and then we come back to the 100 and we make new highs, stuff like that. Because every time we touch the 1221, made new highs, touch, made new highs, touch, made new highs, but every time the trend is slowing down. So that's another thing to look at. And the place to bid would be like around 90k, 89k. By then the band would have been caught up, and then you buy this with everything you've got. And what else? Normie New Charles on CNBC, salty blah blah blah, funding, blah blah blah, nothing important. GM, that's BTC analysis.